In what ways does your media product use, develop, or challenge forms of conventions of real media products?
Well, the first thing we kind of did was the whole gender diversification with having, because Imagine Dragons is usually it's for men.
Well, alternative rock bands in general.
Yeah, and
all men.
So we kind of broke the codes and conventions of that, so we kind of substituting 2 girls in it and mixing the bands up and making it a little bit more equal.
That doesn't really conform to the stereotype, does it?
However, with that kind of outfits as well, we've kind of joined them as in that alternative rock because they're all in leathers.
Yeah, leather jackets and
dark skinny jeans.
Yeah, white t-shirts, that sort of thing.
And plus with the generic thing that kind of either you have short hair or long hair.
Oh yeah, because both of our male actors have got long hair, so that conforms to the stereotype, even though we've gone with the gender diversification element to it.
And plus we've gone with, you can very clearly see the difference between genders. It's not something we've had to mask the girls as guys or the guys as girls. You can both clearly go, they're a girl, they're a guy.
Yeah.
Well, we also really did a lot with the scenery as well. We kind of worked with a load of codes and conventions of it, and then we broke some.
That outdoor scenery, the sort of like run-down park, empty sort of vibe. That sort of conforms to the alternative rock stereotype because they use a lot of abandoned locations and sort of like that sort of situation that we filmed it in to construct their music videos.
So there's not really much differences between the two.
Yeah, so we've conformed to the stereotypes on that and we've sort of used it to our advantage.
However, there was those bits in the house and stuff that we kind of...
Yeah.
It's very limited if you look at previous, but we kind of focused half of, really, like a third, half of our video on it.
We've also used the stereotypes to our advantage because the whole scene of the park relates to the underlying message in our music video that sort of they're coming back to their childhood location to be happy again. And the park highlights youth and childhood because who didn't go to a park as a child?
True.
And then it's also the run-down sort of location that an indie band, in the alternative rock band, would use. And
also we've kind of, with a lot of alternative rock music videos, they relate very heavily to the lyrics of the song and make it very narrative focused. We've kind of gone for a narrative, but very kind of, you've got to think about it for it to be narrative. It's not just one of those things that you see it and it actually happens. It's one of those things you think, oh yeah, that's happening.
Yeah, it's like, I haven't really seen an alternative rock music video with an underlying message.
Yeah, it's very unique in its genre.
Yeah, it's like, we've completely smashed the stereotype with that. We've not conformed at all. But then again, we haven't done that with editing either, with the whole split screen.
Yeah, because we took that from the influence of we did because we took it from the influence of that Nutella I built, which was the very happy theme within it.
Yeah, well that sort of relates to our music video because we've got the whole feeling of them waking up in the depressing, monotone, sort of monochrome situation.
And it's kind of like a circling of life.
And then it progressively gets happier, like the Nutella advert. And we've sort of stolen the whole waking up and having breakfast and stuff from that as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a good inspiration. But it doesn't really conform to the alternative rock genre.
Yeah, but then we've got the black and white, which is a real big signifier. And so, because when we were actually doing it, we started thinking about how our digipack and poster could relate.
Yeah.
Because that's another thing we need to really... Because one of the problems we were really having with our own individual things was we were having problems with relating the actual music video together and then the ancillary tasks.
Yeah. Then again, the editing we haven't really used any sort of crossfades or anything like that that you commonly see in alternative rock music videos. You know what I mean?
There's a lot of sharp editing though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's very bang bang, one shot to another shot. It's not very slow progression normally.
Yeah.
I mean, for my ancillary tasks on my digipack, a big factor for me was kind of just being able to see the characters themselves, and just see them enjoying themselves.
Yeah.
And a very big thing was kind of the black and white exteriors, or I just turned saturation really down, just to kind of, and then turned it up on the individual bits to kind of show where the happiness is.
That kind of conforms to stereotypes for alternative rock video, because they tend to saturate, like recolour and saturate a lot of the music videos. So that'll be an editing technique that we've used that will sort of help it conform to the stereotype.
What did you do during your ancillary task again?
I can't remember.
Well, I mean, if you remember my poster, it was just kind of, because a lot of their actual stuff is very limiting, and it's very small, and its kind of scale is very bland, as some people might say. Simplistic, that's the word I'm thinking of. I kind of took influence from that, didn't I, and used the kind of main image, and then just had the artist name and the song name.
I took the saturation from the video and saturated all my photos, but I went for an idea of sort of faceless characters. So they've all either got like their hair in their face, or they're not showing their face.
Oh, okay.
So I've gone for a sort of like mysterious, like colourless, sort of weird digipack, if you know what I mean. And my poster's quite similar actually, but it's got two of the band members in, and you still can't see their face, but it looks like they're happier. So in my digipack I've gone for it like sort of towards the start of the song. They're quite sad, and it's quite monochrome and dark. So I've used that sort of theme throughout my ancillary task. Whereas in my poster it's more colourful, and they look happy, and they're smiling and walking together. So that sort of relates towards the end of the video.
I took influence kind of with my blocky writing. I wanted it blocky, but I also wanted to show some of it degrading almost. And I've kind of had that as a link between my digipack and poster.
Another thing we did with the music video is the text we used on the music video is quite used by alternative rock bands. They use that same sort of font and size and boldness of the text. So that helps conform to when we in that tag sequence at the start and the end. That helps to conform to our music video, to alternative rock genre.